Good morning, children. Children, as we are doing the revision of the chapters, children, and here as a part we are doing the revision of the refraction of light, and as a part of the refraction of light we learn what is refraction, what are the laws of refraction, what is the rarer medium, what is the denser medium, okay, what is the refractive index, children. And in the same way we are having what relative refractive index, children. Relative refractive index, okay, children. Relative refractive index. Here in the relative refractive index, children, already we know the refractive index. Refractive index is the ratio of the speed of light. This is n is equal to c by v. Speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in medium is called as the refractive index, children. And here we will be learning now the relative refractive index. Relative refractive index. Relative refractive index. Relative refractive index is it is defined as the ratio of speed of light in first medium. Speed of light in first medium. The speed of light in first medium to the speed of light in second medium. Speed of light in second medium. Okay, the ratio of speed of light in first medium to the speed of light in second medium is called as a relative refractive index. That is, can be taken as a n2 by n1, children. N2 by n1. N2 by n1 is n2 is the refractive index of the second medium and n1 is the refractive index of the first medium, children. And here n2 by n1 is equal to speed of the light in the first medium to the speed of light in the second medium. Normally we write it as n2 by n1 is equal to v1 by v. Here, children, you should make a note of this one. From this also you may get a question that n2 by n1 is equal to v1 by v2, v2 by v1, okay, n1 by n2, like that questions options may be given, children. Therefore here n2 by n1, if you get n2 you should get a v1. Why? Because n is inversely proportional to its velocity. Refractive index is inversely proportional to the velocity of light, children. That means here when the refractive index increases, the velocity of light decreases. The refractive index increases, the velocity of light decreases. And here when the refractive index decreases, the velocity of light increases, children. Okay. Therefore here you should make a note of this one. That is n is inverse proportional to the velocity of light and n2 by n1 is equal to v1 by v2, children. Okay, n2 by n1 is equals to v1 by v2. Okay, children. Right. You should make a note of this one. n2 by n1 is equal to v1 by v2. Okay. And here n2 by n1 means the refractive index of the second medium to the first medium. Not the n2 is the refractive index of the second medium. n1 is the refractive index of the first medium. As we are having the relation between these two, therefore we call this as a relative refractive index. Okay. From this we get the laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. The laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. What are the laws of refraction? There are two laws of refraction. Normally when the light ray travels from rarer to denser and denser to the rarer, it is rarer to denser. Rarer to the denser. When the light ray travels from rarer to denser, angle I is greater than angle R. Angle I is greater than the angle R. When the light ray travels from the denser to the rarer, here this angle is greater. Angle R is greater. Therefore angle I is less than angle R when the light ray travels from the denser to the rarer medium. You know what is denser, what is rarer. Okay, children? You know what is denser and what is rarer. Therefore here when the light ray travels from denser to the rarer, okay, angle I is less than angle R. When the light ray travels from the rarer to the denser, angle I is greater than the angle R. Okay, and here we have, children, here we have laws of refraction. That is, In here it is the incident ray, this is the normal, this is the refracted ray, and this line we call it as interface. This line is called as the interface. It is a surface where the two media meet together. It is a surface where the two media meet. That is called as the interface. It is called as the interface. Okay, and here incident ray, normal, refracted ray, all they lie in the same plane. Incident ray, normal, refracted ray lie in the same plane. Okay, incident ray, normal, refracted ray lie in the same plane. And here next one is that, okay, the ratio of, already we have learned the relative refractive index, no children? That one, N2 by N1 is equal to sin I by sin R. Sin I by sin R. Which we call it as the Snell's law. Snell's law. Therefore, in the examination you may get a question that N2 by N1 is equal to sin I by sin R is called as the Snell's law. Or we can write N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R is called as the Snell's law. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R is called as the Snell's law. It is called as the Snell's law. Okay. Therefore, here we say you may get a question that what is Snell's law? Okay, N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, or N2 by N1 is equal to sin I by sin R is called as dash. That is Snell's law. Okay, children. Okay, that's about the laws of refraction. And in the same way, we learn the critical angle. Critical angle. In this, we learn the what is the critical angle, what is total internal reflection, children. Okay, what is critical angle? Critical angle. Okay, next one is the critical angle. Critical angle. Here, when the light ray is traveling from the when the light ray is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, it is applicable only when the light ray is traveling from denser medium to the rarer medium. At some certain angle of incidence, the refracted ray grazes with the interface. Refracted ray. This is the refracted ray. Instead of refraction, when the light ray travels from denser to rarer, refracted ray move away from the normal. Away. At certain angle of incidence, the refracted ray grazes with the interface. Okay. That means it is coinciding with the interface. For what angle of incidence, that angle is called as a critical angle. Okay. The angle of incidence for which the refracted ray grazes with the interface is called as the critical angle. You should make a note of this one. Okay. The angle of incidence, for what angle of incidence is the refracted ray, not this angle. Okay, children, this angle. The angle of incidence for which the refracted ray grazing with the interface. At what angle it is the refracted ray is coinciding with the interface. That angle is called as the critical angle. Okay, children. Therefore, here the angle of incidence for which the refracted ray grazes with the interface is called as the critical angle. Next one, children, we are having. Okay. Next we have total internal reflection, children. When the angle of incidence is greater than the interface, when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, the refracted ray, instead of refracting, it reflects back into the same medium. Therefore, that is called as a total internal reflection. In the examination, you may get total internal reflection is applicable only when the angle of incidence is less than critical angle or greater than critical angle. It is greater than critical angle. When the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, only the total internal reflection takes place. Total internal reflection takes place only when the light ray travels from denser to the rarer. Okay. And here critical angle takes place when the light ray travels from the denser to the rarer. All these points you should make a note, children. Total internal reflection takes place when the light ray travels from denser to rarer. Okay. Critical angle takes place when the light ray travels from denser to the rarer. Okay. And here total internal reflection takes place when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. Okay, children. Okay, and here we are having the applications of the total internal reflection. We are having the applications of total internal reflection, that is, okay, normally the mirages takes place. Mirages are formed due to the total internal reflection. The brilliance of diamonds, the diamonds shine, it is due to the total internal reflection. The optical fibers work on the principle of total internal reflection. Okay, these are the applications of the total internal reflection. Okay, children. The remaining we will be learning in the next class, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.